You'll get our Fit in 15-Minute Busy Women and Men's Guides from the O'Briens. You'll get a highly sensitive person's toolkit, which is a guide for people who are highly sensitive. 20% of us actually fall in this category of highly sensitive people. There's the vision and purpose strategy call. There's a digestive call, better poops, bigger profits. And there's a business culture call, right? Right? Isn't that a great name? I love it. She calls herself the poop lady, and she's one of our bonus videos. But really, my point is this is a great opportunity for you to invest in yourself. And if you want me to do the reading, I'm actually going to throw that in. So normally I charge for the readings, but if you do this experience, I would be honored to sit with you and actually read your experience. All right. Okay. So with that, we are at the 15-minute mark. Yay, I did it like really, really well. Woo! And what I'm excited to do is bring on our next speaker. So I'm going to tell you all that this person is someone who's very special to me. I have had the opportunity to get to know her and see her really flourish over the last year. It is Hollie O'Brien. She has a passion in life to help women shift in their lives by mastering their inner and outer beauty. She helps people to really step into their genius so that we can make the world a better place. I mean, that's a great mission. With 20 years of experience in the TV industry, doing hair and makeup for high profile clients and co-owning Triumph Fitness and Fitness and Nutrition with her husband, Matt O'Brien, Hollie has been able to touch lives all over the world. And if you want to conquer the world or just your own life, you're going to need the confidence to do that, right? And that's where all the things that she's learned over the years, she's really integrated into what she does today. Mastering inner and outer beauty is absolutely possible. We're going to dive into the journey together and make shift happen in your life, unlocking the potential for your mind, body, and style. Welcome to the stage, Hollie O'Brien.
Woohoo! Thank you. I love that introduction. Hi,
Right?
everybody.
Well, I mean, it's a pleasure to have you here. It really is, and it always is a pleasure to see you. Um, yeah. So we're going to talk about these different areas, right? And I think the first area we want to talk about, Hollie, before we pop into all of it, is the question I've been asking everyone who attends, and that's really, how does love play into your leadership as a businesswoman, as a mother? As you're making leadership moves in your life game, what has love got to do with it?
What does love got to do? I can't
Right?
help it.
I
Sorry, guys, I'm
know,
a
I
little
know.
goofy. I can't help it. As you and I were talking the other day, like you and I both, like, we love love. We love love. And it's not the idea of love. It's not the, oh, I wish I had this love. You and I love love so much because we embody it, we feel it, we give it. Here's the deal. You either have fear or you have love. Let me ask you a question. The people that are watching or the ones that are watching the replay, I want you to answer this. Would you rather live in fear or would you rather live in love? Because when you have love, that changes the world. It creates lasting impact forever, legacy impact, and you will live a more fulfilling life, period. Right? And when you bring love into your work environment, people can feel it. Have you been around someone you're like, whoa, their energy? Guys, that's not fear based, it's love based. So, love is everything. It really is. If you want to be a happy person, learn how to love others and yourself, right? Everyone's like, myself.
Yeah. From yourself unto others, right? I think that's it's beautiful. And you're right. You're absolutely right. And it's so funny to me because I think what people often get scared of is they think that it's a limiting choice. Like it's literally a choice that enables all, right? There's like I'm not choosing anything but love over fear, right? And it
Yeah.
doesn't mean that we live life without fear.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the things about running a business. You can lead in love, which means you're going to anticipate fear, right? You're going to anticipate it and try to provide the smart options, right, for yourself and others given that fear. That's why we save money, for example, right? We save
Right.
money and create a savings, not because there's a fear of getting old and not having anything. Okay, well, let's just preemptive and love ourselves now for that future
Right.
self by saving money, right?
Oh, and it really changes your business. And here's the deal, like, love me for my differences because I am just as different as you. Sometimes when we see someone who's not like us, we get scared or like we're frightened, like, oh, they're not like me. Guess what? You are not like me and I'm not like you. I feel the same way. So love me for my differences because I am just as different as you.
Right.
Yeah.
Truth. Truth.
Mhm.
So let's talk about how that plays into our bodies. Because really, when I think about just starting our first topic here on body, this is, I'm with this construction, I'm with for like this whole life journey, right?
Yes.
I get this bag of water and other minerals, right? How do you feel about and how does your work around body um, tell us about that passion and tell us about why people really need to think and rethink about body love.
I love this so much. Love. I'm gonna say this a lot. Just count how many times I say love in this episode. But here's the deal. You get one body. You're right. You get one body to live with for your entire life. You don't get another one. What if you don't take care of it? Are you going to be able to do the things that you want to do in this life? You won't, right? So if you are someone who is a leader, a business owner, most likely everyone wants to be a leader or a business owner. That's what you're, otherwise you wouldn't be here. When you are not feeling well, or if you are sick, or if you can't get out of bed, are you going to make legacy impact in anyone's life or your own, right? You have a chance to make an impact in so many people's lives, but if you don't feel good while doing that, you can't. You can't, right? So, my husband and I own Triumph Fitness and Nutrition. He and I are incredibly passionate about helping people feel good. This isn't about being super ripped and like skinny and like looking good because that's not what health is, right? Is your body functioning properly? I may trigger some people, by the way, because subconsciously deep down inside some of us know we're not taking care of our body, but we like to make all the excuses. If I'm busy, I got this, I don't know how to do it, and like the list goes on and on. I got plenty of excuses too, right? So we can either make the excuse of I'm not willing to take care of who I am today and I'm not willing to do that to help someone with their future. We're not here for that, right? So it is so important to take care of the vessel that we have. This vessel is what's going to go out into the world to help other people create legacy impact. Do you guys know what legacy impact is? Right? What is legacy impact? It's not just who I am here today. You are actually changing the trajectory of someone's entire future and their entire legacy. What if I were to tell you, if you don't take care of your body now and you get sick, you're now not able to live out your life and help someone with impact? How does it make you feel? Pretty yucky, right? You know, Helmut, I've been able to see you start working out and feeling better. Like you've always been in shape. Again, this isn't about being big and buff and like perfectly like chiseled. I mean, you can if you want to, but this is about a functioning body. You're either going to pay for it now or you're going to pay for it later. We have people coming into the gym like 15 different, like, these are all the medications I'm on. I don't know why I don't
Mm,
feel good. Right? And it's like, well, let's help you one step at a time. Let's get your body right, which will get your brain right, which will get your business right, which will get your family right, and then it passes on. So it's incredibly important. And there are resources in a lot of different things we're doing. I won't go into what we're giving you guys because Helmut will do that. But there's a lot of resources that we're giving you for you to live your best self. I think
truth,
someone's
truth.
muted. There you
Yeah. What I wanted to say about that is that what I think we as humans often forget, and especially business leaders, is there's a direct correlation.
go.
So when you are loving your body and you're giving it what it needs, and you're ingesting healthy things and you're working out, the working out is really important
Right.
because when you do that and you're drinking your water, guess what? You have more energy. You
Yes.
literally have more energy to attack the day, to get at things. And I had no idea how literally I thought, so I started a strict 20 minutes a day workout, period, no matter what it was. And I thought there's no way I can do something like that every day. If you do that for 30 days, you'll be like, what?
Yeah.
What? Now we're going to pop your giveaway. The first giveaway that we have is actually, I think it's a recipe. Is it recipes? Yeah.
It is
Tell us a
recipes.
little bit about what those are for and how it can help people.
Well, it's really shocking if you look at what our society is eating. A lot of people are eating majorly processed foods, right? So when
Yeah.
you're eating fake food and you're putting fake food into your body doesn't know how to digest it properly. It actually wreaks havoc on your entire system. So your body doesn't feel good. But I don't like cooking. Cooking's really hard. It's so simple. It's so easy. You're either going to pay now or you're going to pay later. So let's make it simple. What we did is we put together simple recipes, whole food that nourishes your body, nourishes your organs, helps you be stronger. So then you can go out into the world and be the person you're meant to be. So we like to make things simple. So what we did is put together, hey, you know what? Let's just give you a recipe book that is going to help you make healthy choices and keep it really simple. This is basic. So for someone who doesn't know how to cook, you can learn. You get to learn. We're not here to be stagnant. We're here to grow. What about trying something new and growing and learning something new, right? And I want to ask you a question as leaders, as business owners. I'm going to use the gym as an example because that makes it easy. You are ready to go work out and you're going to the gym. Your trainer walks in. They're 100 pounds overweight. They're like, "Ugh, energy. Hi,
Mhm.
super excited to help you be healthy." And you're like, something's off. They're not healthy. I don't trust you. I don't want to follow you. I don't believe you, right? You are a walking advertisement of yourself. Finding someone who is unhealthy and you're going into an environment to be healthy, it doesn't work. It's the same thing with business. When you are healthy and you are fit, again, not like chiseled, there's something about them you're like, wow, they've got all this energy. They're inspiring. So it really does matter in the environment of business and leadership how you take care of your body, because how you take care of you subconsciously is how you are going to take care of them. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It totally does. And so it comes across, right? It comes across even in this medium, right? Where we're seeing each other, it comes across, right? Who I am and how I take care of myself. You go, "Yep, I can trust you." It
Yeah.
becomes a kind of way. And I don't mean to say that in any which way to make people feel bad. It's
Yeah.
really just an invitation to love yourself.
Yeah.
Because you start this journey, and if you have that feeling, because I've been there, you're like, I don't want to, it's difficult. You just do one little thing in the
Yep.
right direction and then do one little thing in the right direction. How many of y'all relate to that? Put it in the chat. If you relate to being
I know. I'm
struggling,
like, do we have
right?
to be extreme? Like, we're not extremist. And like, my husband's like so good at being like this. And I'm like, I think I'm going to do this today. Right. So I hear you. I am you. I understand. Guess what? Baby steps work. One step in the right direction will get you to your future. I promise you. We've seen it over and over again.
Yeah, and I literally like I my encouragement to you all is just do something every day,
Yeah.
right? And make a habit, build the habit. The habits you have will create the human you are. All right, so that's like one element, right? So our bodies, and we don't often think about that, but that is a level up. Every really great business owner and leader that I know is active with their bodies. In fact, it can be the place to start. Get rule over your own kingdom, so to speak, and you can rule many, right? So the next area to think about, so right, I got this body moving. Hey, body. But this is the control panel up here, right? Like this is sort of everything that's doing a lot of the like detail work, let's
Yeah.
say. So let's talk about mental fitness, Holly, and let's talk about what you do in this area and why you think mental fitness is so important.
Okay, this is one of my favorite topics. The brain fascinates me. Everyone's brain functions differently, and that is beautiful. And your belief system, your mind, your mindset, and your belief system is so crucial to your present and your future, right? What you believe about yourself when you are by yourself dictates your entire future. It dictates the jobs that you have, the clients you're going to take in, the people that you're coaching. Your mindset is so powerful. It can heal you and it can make you sick. Again, fear and love. So, if there is a way to make your mind better, would you want to take that? If the answer is yes, put yes in the chat. I would hope everyone would, right? You're on a leadership summit here. You want to get better. But what if you are just, your brain's foggy, you're tired, you can't sleep, something's just not right? That trickles down in your entire life. That trickles down into your health, trickles down into your business. We've all been there. 8 months ago, I just couldn't think straight. I couldn't think straight. My brain was foggy, and I just thought, it is what it is. This is how it is. But it doesn't have to be that way. Um, Helmut and I actually work with something called nootropics. Does anyone in here know what nootropics are? Put in the chat, say, what are nootropics? Or if you know what nootropics are. I'm going to give you a really, really simple explanation of what they are. Nootropics are like walking into a dark room, okay, and flipping the light switch on. All of a sudden, you can see everything. Same room, everything's the same, but you can finally see. Have you ever had that experience before? And if you haven't, we would love to help provide that for you, because nootropics is literally helping your brain, optimizing your brain, boosting your brain to work on overdrive, actually start working. So the brain is so incredible. It can really just, it really just dictates your entire future and your legacy impact.
Yeah, it does. And it's so interesting. So one thing I'm going to encourage Das, you can share that link as well. One of the things about nootropics that I want to encourage. So first of all, if you're here, you believe in breaking boxes. I believe in breaking boxes, building humans. I literally believe that our biggest evil on earth is the
Mhm.
limiting beliefs and the boxes we place each other in that divide us. They're in your head about yourself and your best self, and they're in the world because we're all in boxes. We create division and amongst all of us. And I think that over the history of Earth, literally, this is the big life game. The big like Earth game is us slowly waking up, right, to the fact that we're all one humanity and that we're all made to love. And guess what? The mind is the way that we're all getting there, one by one, individually, exercising and learning. Here's the thing. I wouldn't say it if I hadn't experienced it.
Yeah.
The nootropics for me, the nootropics for me are, I don't know if you're aware that mushrooms are actually the regenerative force on Earth, right? So wherever there is death, there is always fungi. Yay, they show up, right? And they help restore and rebuild things back into useful parts. And I have found through the use of nootropics that parts of who I am in terms of the way I think actually have reconstructed or feel more full. And I wouldn't say it if I hadn't experienced
Yeah.
it. I literally now use nootropics every day. It is
Right.
my ritual. And I felt very much like with Hollie and I, we've both done mental health work in terms of coaching, and I think that is amazing. In fact, some of the speakers here around business leadership are about mindset coaching, right? But this is another way to also take care of your mental state. And I just wouldn't feel good if we didn't talk about it, Hollie, with these wonderful people, because it's been so helpful to both of us and our
It,
families.
I mean, it's been so helpful for so many people. And it's like, if you just can't get over that hump, or maybe you can't get over that anxiety, there are ways that you can help yourself. Also, with meditation, right? With prayer, with going outside. What gives you life, right? I want you to answer in the chat. What gives you life? Mine is going out in nature. It's really feeling nature and going out and meditating, closing my eyes, feeling the wind, smelling the grass, and just being outside, right? Sometimes when you don't quiet your mind, you can't move forward. Like if you're in constant overdrive, when we talk about mind, talk about mindset, and you are in constant overdrive, you don't have that white space, you can't create anything, right? There's no vision. How many people here watching the replay or live have really thought about what their vision is in life? That's mindset. What is your vision? Where do you see your future? What do you want to do in your future? I would just highly recommend anyone here grabbing a piece of paper and just putting vision at the top. And then start writing down what you want your vision to be. Don't start getting in your head and saying, but I can't get there. Get off your butts. No butts. No butts here. Anything is possible. Anything is possible. We just have to grow into the person that we want to be so we can go out into the world and be that person for others. And it really does start in your mind. And if your mind's not working properly, just like with Helmut, you were a little hesitant at first, but you're like, okay, Hollie and Matt, y'all know what you're talking about. I trust you. And it's just been beautiful watching you just transform. It's always been there, but now you have clarity, right? So I just would recommend anyone, if they haven't tried nootropics, definitely give it a try. What do you have to lose besides brain fog, besides not feeling good?
Besides brain fog, I will share with you all something else, and I'm going to ask you all to think about this. And actually, um, I want you to think about which one of these you pull towards, and then put this in the chat. So, in your day, if you think about your hours in the day, I'm going to suggest there are like these two modes. There is emotional mode.
Mm.
Emotional mode's like when you're on your phone and you're scrolling. Emotional mode's you're watching a movie. Emotional mode is I'm overthinking. Emotional mode is I'm considering. I'm in my mind, right? I'm just in my mind and I'm not actively doing, right? The other mode I call energy mode.
Mm.
Energy mode, I'm moving, I'm doing. So maybe I'm on my phone, yes, but I'm like, nope, I'm responding to this email, I'm getting this done. Right? It's an energy set you're putting out and you're creating in the world. One of our biggest challenges, so put in like, are you more an energy person or an emotion person, 50-50? Just articulate that and throw that in the chat. The reason I ask this is that a lot of times we struggle with these two polarities in our businesses and in our lives. And to be an effective business owner, you get to spend a lot of time and energy, which can be tiring. It can be an overwhelming thing. And I notice a lot of business owners and executives who want to stay in emotion, like, let's just talk about how things are crappy. Let's just talk about how the business is struggling. Let's just think about how I really need to call people to make some
Yeah.
sales. Let's just think about the back end and I really got to fix that over there, right? We spend a lot of time in emotion. And I would suggest to you a really good exercise for 2 or 3 days. Just set an hourly, alarm for during the workday, just 8 to 6 or whatever it is, and ask yourself, am I an energy or emotion? Am I an energy or am I an emotion?
Mm.
Because it's a really good indicator for you as to whether or not you are being as productive as you can be towards your dream, right? Your business represents what you're creating in the world, right? If you're leading a team of individuals or you're leading yourself, like you're out in the world trying to support or service people doing your thing, right? And if you're not in energy, you're going to often not get to your goal. And so it's a
Mm.
really small way of thinking about it. You're going to have the mental strength to be an energy more than you are. And listen, it's not for everyone. So you don't want a successful business? That's okay. Don't have one. Stay in emotion. Stay in emotion. Like you're going to get what you're willing to put in, right? That's just being alive. Okay,
Yeah.
like back in the day, right, when we were like foraging for berries and stuff, like the person who didn't forage didn't have a lot. Like,
Yeah.
like it's sort of the
Oh,
rule of
that's
the
so
earth,
true.
right?
That's
So
so true.
you gotta be like, we resist it, but it's just this universe we're in. It's the game that we're in, and the game requires you to be in energy. And the reason I use that is as we're talking about mindfulness, we're talking about these two things. We talked about body, you're moving, and we talked about the nootropics and your thinking. Those two things being in highly, highly aligned state allows for energy, allows for you to pour in. And sometimes you're like, oh my gosh, I just did hours and hours of work and I'm still ready to go. Still ready to go.
Right.
Where does it come from? I'm not on speed. Okay. I'm not on coke. It is called I love my body. I
Yeah.
love my mind, and they work together. Holly, what are your thoughts about these things?
Well, it keeps coming to mind is the stories we tell ourselves that may be holding us back. Because here's the
Mm.
deal, we all have a story. Your story is either bringing you forward or it's holding you back. 90% of our thoughts are subconscious. They're just running on autopilot all times. That could be something that's happened in your past. That could be something that you've gone through. Something triggers, you're like, we're going to go back there. We're on constant autopilot. And there's stories that we tell ourselves that could very well be holding us back. For years, I had the story, I am behind the scenes. I don't talk well in front of people. I'll never be on camera. Up until 4.5 years ago, you got me on camera or talking in front of anyone, I would cry. I literally stood in front of 5 people one time, Helmut. I know you know the story because you went through leadership, and I cried saying my name. So what if this Hollie O'Brien just got to live in her story, stay in the same place she was her entire life, saying, I'm not good enough. I don't speak on camera. I'm not pretty enough. I can't do it. Where would she be today? She sure as heck wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be doing all the amazing thing that God has planned for me because that was my story. But you get to change your story. How many times have you been stuck in your head, maybe in emotion, but it's going to happen again? How do you know? You don't know the future. You get to create your future, creative energy. So it's so powerful to just stop when you start getting in that mode. Anxiety hits. I'm not going to be able to do it. I'm not good enough. Stop,
Mhm.
recognize where you are. Is this real? Or is this a story that I'm playing in my head? Oftentimes it's a story, right? And we get to change that. And that's something powerful that you can do daily. My son even corrects me sometimes when I get down that mode, like, "Rah, rah, 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 rah." Keegan's like, Mommy, be good to yourself. And I'm like, oh, thank you. So when you're around someone and they start doing that, it's okay to say, Hey, I got you. That's a story. And that's how you can impact and pour into people. So, mindset is everything. Having your mind be healthy, right? Having your body be healthy. You are a walking advertisement of yourself, how you feel about yourself, how you feel about your business, how you serve others, right? What do you want to advertise? That's my question for everyone here. What do you want to advertise? That I'm strong, that I'm willing, I'm capable, full of energy, I can help you, I can serve you, I'm going to change the world, keep going. Or are you showing someone that you're weak? I'm not capable. I don't feel good about myself. I can't do this. That's not leadership. That's not business. We get to change there. We get to be in positive energy and take one step in the right direction, and then we get to move forward. That's what I feel about that.
Right? Well, hey, I want to make a comment about one of the comments I saw. I am helpful, and what I wanted to support you in is like what's so awesome about being helpful and supportive is the more leadership you take in your life and in your business, the more helpful you become to more
Mm,
people, right? So you get to take your nature and your love for others to the next level in your business by being what you sometimes don't feel like you are, which is, oh, well, maybe I'm helpful, but I'm not like assertive. What if you expand into that assertion, right? You literally, I think this is a fascinating concept because we're all as little children, we're born into this world full of possibility. Right. In
mhm.
fact, I don't know if you know that like when they test us, if they test us when they're before we go into the school systems, we're like 97% genius level. Yeah. And then when we test this when we get to the end,
Limits.
we're like 3% genius level.
Oh
Okay.
no,
Yeah.
that's
So
not good
here's
at
the thing.
all.
Here's
No,
the thing. You can go, well,
that's
it's
the
the
education system.
schools, it's the
Yeah.
school. Or maybe it's just this world game that we're playing, right? In which
Mhm.
we're each taught limiting thoughts and feelings from our parents, who learn them from their parents. And slowly we're all waking up. And what we're talking about, Holly, this energy that you get from your body and from caring for your mind, that's the stuff that makes us move forward, right? And we want to help you do that in your business. And here's the thing about being a business leader, right? When you have many people working for you, now you're in the unlocking your people game. How do you encourage their health? Right? You got 3 employees. Man, are y'all working out? Because guess what? I know you're going to love yourself so much more if you move your body. I know you're going to love yourself more if you do some mindfulness, right? Here you go, try a nootropic like every day
Let me
for a
give you a
month.
magic pill. Here you go.
No,
Well,
I'm
strong is
serious.
young, too, like Helmut, I didn't say earlier, and we say this all the time. Strong is young. Guys, do you want the fountain of youth? Strength equals longevity. Strength equals being young. Who here wants to get old? I know I don't. Strong is young, strong in mind, strong in body, strong in soul. You will be younger. It's the magic,
Right?
right?
Right. And let me ask you all also, just put in the chat if this is a yes for you. Do you want to enjoy your aging
Mhm.
process? Do you want to enjoy your aging? Do you want to enjoy your final years here in this current experience? I do, right? One of the strangest things, and I'll say this as a man, is men, especially in business and in life, we often just like peace out. I don't know what it is that we think like at 50 we're done. What life is happening now till 80, 85, 90. This vessel, this is the whole program.
Yeah.
Like right here, I do the whole thing from here. Like, do you want to spend 30 years screaming because you gotta tie your shoe? Like
Mm.
that's literally we're making that choice every day, whether we're gonna love our future selves. And I love that you shared the recipes with everyone. I love that we share the nootropics because your mind and body, that's so everything when we're talking about this game. And let's talk about our final piece. What is
One
it?
of
What
my
is it?
favorites.
Ooh, presentation, right?
Yeah.
How we present in the world, which I used to think of as so shallow. And then I realized, wait, this isn't shallow at all. This is about really trying to present my best self to the world so people can know that I'm an inviting human. And Holly, let's talk about your passion in this area.
I love this. I love this. So, those of you who are here at the beginning, I've been a professional makeup artist for 20 years in the TV industry. I've helped people build their brand look, not like building their brand like colors and like logos and that kind of stuff. Your brand. I'll say this again. I said earlier, you are a walking advertisement of yourself. What do you want to advertise? Right? How you walk in the door, first impressions matter because you're telling someone else, I feel this way about me and I'm going to serve you well if if you're coming in with a good presence, right? So branding is everything. And this is something that I actually talked with a speaker recently. She gets made fun of all the time. She's like, I've got the same hair that I've had since the 80s. I always wear the same makeup and the same clothes. And I said, that's actually branding. She's like, oh. I said, yeah, that's branding. So when I work with celebrities or high profile clientele, we get together and we find a look and a brand for you. Because here's the deal, when you're on camera, when you're in a print in a magazine on pictures, when you're walking in public, if you look different in every single image, people aren't going to recognize you. I want everyone to name someone in the chat where they think about that they look the same all the time. You know who they are. Like Jane Fonda, we all know with her hair, right? That's like one
Right?
of them. Those are the youngest are like, who's that? But here's the deal. You are your brand. What do you want to advertise? So that's one thing I've enjoyed doing for years. And I want to help you guys with that today. So, it doesn't mean you have to look perfect, by the way. That's actually not the thing. Your brand could be that I have blue hair and I wear tons of jewelry. My brand is I wear silver jewelry, I wear gold jewelry. I usually wear black because I'm a makeup artist, but I've explored some color. But I keep my hair and makeup the same. I don't change it every time I do something. So if you're doing a presentation and maybe you're making business cards or you're doing something on your website, I want to encourage you to find a style and stick within the parameter. Build your brand on that because people will recognize you. When you're doing a presentation and you're standing in front of someone, put yourself together. Get dressed, brush your hair, put a little bit of makeup on if you want to, but look presentable. And it's not because of vanity, like Helmut said earlier, it's because of confidence. How you feel about yourself determines if someone's really going to hire you or not. And if you walk into a building, like you walk into a room and you got the right shoes on, you've got the pants that look good on you, and you've got this jacket, you got your hair and makeup done, how do you feel? Like a rock star. You own that room. And I want you to go to another scenario. You're walking into a room, your head's down, your clothes don't really match, you got a stain on your pants, right? You accidentally wore the wrong color shoes. I've done that before. I have two of the same pair of shoes and I wore two different colors, but my brand is actually very like goofy. So I'm like, oh, look, I got two different colors on, right? How do you feel when you walk into that room? Not confident, not confident in yourself and your services. So building a brand on your presence and your style really matters. So when you're looking at different styles, you want to look at what type of business do you have? Are you a real estate agent? Are you a hairstylist? Are you a coach? Are you a personal trainer? They're all going to look different, right? If you really don't know how you want to look for your brand, I want to encourage you to find someone you admire or someone you look up to. I want you to watch them. I want you to watch their mannerisms, how they speak, what they wear, how they act. And you can actually start mimicking that person and then develop your own. Everyone's a little bit different. Don't copy someone. Don't be a copycat because that's not authentic. People can see right through it. They're like, something's weird. You're not comfortable with you. I'm not comfortable with you. I'm out the door. Right. So start building your brand. Start building, whether it's your hair color or whether it's the makeup you wear, the clothes you wear. Like Helmut, you always look professional. If you were to come on this summit and you had like, I don't know, a gym shirt on, your hair wasn't brushed, everyone would think this is weird. This is off. You look different in your headshot than you do in person. You're a coach. It doesn't match. Is that making sense for everyone? Style is really important. And I would encourage you to stick to that style. Being trendy is fun. I get it. Being trendy is fun. We can be trendy in certain ways. But if you want to be a public figure and you want to be publicly noticed and you want to be recognized, branding is very important. Being consistent and staying within those parameters.
Yeah,
Do you
I
have any
wanted to
questions?
say that, yeah, I wanted to add to that that there's first of all, I don't know how you all raise your hands if sometimes you are just not up for
Holly
getting
Curtin.
dressed in the morning. Some days are just right. We all have that. You know what? Sometimes getting ready in the morning is a fake it till you make it, right?
Mhm.
Like you literally put on the garb and you put on, I have one of my rules in coaching is to get dressed for work every day, even if you're working from home. One of the biggest challenges we have as people who often work now from home is you don't go and put on that like, yeah, gangsta mode, right? Like, so you don't have it on. So you're not actually going out there and creating, right? The you that it works best. I also think we put a lot of pressure on ourselves. I don't know if some of y'all are like that. I am a Virgo. So then I'll get over the top with it. And you're like, okay, like I need to look a certain way. And that's not healthy either. Right. So
Mhm.
it's like not enough. And then you go well, way over here and you'll be like, okay, now you're being ridiculous. Right. Guess what? Self-love is in the middle.
Yeah.
Self-love is enough to say, you know what? I care about how I look. Right. And that's the thing. This is not just about being a big public figure. This is about how you show up for yourself.
Yeah.
Like you are not going to be great at your day. You can be a humble worker in a factory. You can be simply a leader in in the finance department, right? If you're not taking care of showing up, right, in a way that you feel good about yourself, it's going to show up in the way you do
Yeah.
all the things in your day, right? So it's going to be important to think about this, not just if you're going to be a celebrity, right? Now, here's one
Yeah.
other thought for you all, and I want you to speak to this, Holly, because I think this is really where it gets really important. There are a lot of us out there who we have limiting beliefs around things. I'll use an example, right? We go, I'm not good with numbers. So
Mm.
we're not good with numbers. We're never good with numbers, and we never take the time to go be good with numbers, right? The same thing happens for a lot of us with beauty and
Mhm.
fashion. Like somewhere along the lines, we decided we're not the beautiful one, we're not the
Mm.
pretty one, right? We're not that person. And so I feel like a lot of times this becomes a very sensitive area where
Mhm.
I feel unattractive. I feel like my body's unattractive. I feel like my face isn't one that people want to look at. Like, we don't want to say those things because they
Yeah.
sound horrible to admit. They're so vulnerable. But in reality, a lot of individuals struggle with that. How does working with you help people who may be like that? And Dos, go ahead and drop the freebie from Holly in here. But I want Holly to get to talk to why she loves doing the work she does and why she's really the perfect person for you if you happen to be that individual.
I get so excited about this. So even all the celebrities or, private jets and things I've been on, all the cool studios I've worked at. Do you wanna know who my favorite people are? Regular, everyday people. People that sit in my chair and say, "Well, I'm not that pretty. I've never felt beautiful. Oh, no, I'm gonna cry. Um, I don't look like this person." And my answer is, "No, you don't. You're right. You look like you. You are beautifully and wonderfully made, special to be you. You have a different fingerprint than every single person in the world, and that fingerprint gets to make an impact in the world. You get to leave your fingerprint in the world, and no one else can do that but you." Right? It's not about being perfect and glamorous and looking a certain way. There is always something that I can find on someone that is so beautiful and we get to bring out that natural beauty. I'm definitely more of like a natural beauty kind of person. How you feel about yourself, who you are inside, exudes on the outside. I've worked with some of the most beautiful people structurally, and then they open their mouth and you're like, "Ooh, you're not so pretty." That's why mindset, your energy and who you are inside matters. It's not about the outside package. But if we're going to talk about the outside package, let's make it fun, right? There are little things that you can do to brighten up your eyes. I'm talking about female makeup. Actually, I do male and female makeup. I'm like, Helmut, we need to have class. I mean,
I know.
you got
I need a
beautiful
class.
face. I'm like, you don't need makeup. But all joking aside, there's always something about you that makes you beautiful and unique. We get to enhance that natural beauty. I actually have an offer that I'll do a free consultation with you. Literally, I'll do a color matching where you'll fill out the form. I'll do a color match. I'll show you what your shades are that are beautiful on your skin tone with your eye color. You have an option. I work with a makeup line. You have an option to purchase a makeup if you need some, or you can just take this and you can use this palette with the makeup you already have and go, okay, this color is good for me. This color is good for me. It's not about covering up, it's about enhancing. And there are certain tones and certain colors that look really beautiful with certain skin types that actually make you glow, that actually make you look brighter. And I'm telling you, sometimes with a little bit of mascara, walking out the door makes you feel like a rock star. And I don't care if you're not even walking out the door. How's that? Right? How many times have we just like, we get married and then like we don't get dressed and we got kids and like, I don't need to put makeup on, I'm not leaving. How you feel about yourself when you are by yourself dictates your entire future. Put on that lipstick, put on that mascara, get dressed, and don't leave the house. And look in the mirror and say, dang, I look good. I am beautiful. I'm beautiful and wonderfully made to be me. And that's okay because you are beautiful. So, my favorite type of people is actually people that don't recognize their beauty because I get to look at them and I get to show them what they don't see until they can finally see it. And it's fun when people look at them, so like, oh my gosh. Or like when I teach someone makeup and they got it and they're like, look at my cheekbones. I got cheekbones. And I'm like, you do have cheekbones. You do have a beautiful smile. And you're gorgeous. Right. So I just want to encourage you guys, if you're not a makeup person, that's okay. Um, I mean, no, just put a little bit of lipstick on. Just try it. I'm like, just give it a try because you might be surprised. I always encourage people to try something new. You may actually be surprised if you like it or not. You'll never know unless you try. Right. So I love the beauty industry. I love it because you get to express yourself. You get to be different. You get to express who you are. And I'd love to help you with that. If that's something that you are not gifted in, we get to learn and we get to do it together.
We do. And I love this. I love what I also want to speak to is there's a lot of pressure. I'm going to speak to the feminine a little bit. First of all, to both, but a lot of guys don't think about this. They think that it doesn't matter. And the reality is it matters for you too. It
Mhm.
matters, especially in business, but it also just matters in life. The way we walk around, the way we feel about ourselves comes through. They're connected, right? The other thing I want to say is that I feel like there's so much pressure on women, particularly though, as we go into this Zoom world, right?
Mhm.
There's a lot of people in corporate America and in business, we're still popping on these Zooms, right? And I just want to encourage you to consider that, and don't be so conscious about the way you showed up here, okay? Because like this is a place of love. But remember, you're always advertising your business, you're always
Yeah.
advertising you, right? You never know when you pop on one of these, you're going to meet someone who might be a next opportunity, a next client, right? So even in this world that we're in, this digital world, just be
Yeah.
mindful, right? That it's an opportunity for you to practice.
Mhm.
And that's just how it works. That's just the way of our world. The beautiful thing is, working with someone like Hollie, you're going to find the parts of yourself that you really, really enjoy, and you're really going to celebrate them. I can't
Yeah.
recommend Hollie enough because, as you can tell, she just is such a lover of others. And it's such a beautiful thing to find in another professional. So we covered with you all three things, right? We covered body, we covered mind, and we covered presentation. Anything, Hollie, you want to say before we wrap up and introduce our next person?
Well, I just want to thank you for bringing me on here because you and I have a great connection, great relationship. And I know that you and I are going to help a lot of people together in the future. So I just first want to say thank you. Second, I really want to reiterate what Helmut just said. I'm speaking to you as a leader, as a business owner, even if it's a leader of your own life. This is the reason I'm bringing these tools for you. I'm not saying you have to like look perfect every time, every day. This is leadership. You get to step into your next. What is your next? Maybe it's just drinking more water. Maybe it's moving a little bit more. Maybe it's being more mindful about your thoughts. Maybe it's being more mindful about the stories you tell yourself that may be holding you back. Maybe it's I need to step it up a little bit with presentation. Maybe I need to find some clothing that makes me feel good about myself. Maybe I can try a little bit of lipstick on, right? This is about you advertising to others who you are, right? So that's the importance of all of this. And I love that you ended with that because sometimes we can go down the rabbit hole of like, I'm not perfect. This is actually about not being perfect. Did you know, believe it or not, when someone is too perfect, subconsciously, unless that's their brand, subconsciously your brain goes, something's off. I can never be like them. And then, oh no, I don't trust them. I'm being dramatic right now. But that's actually a thing. And your brand may be, I'm a little fun and messy, my hair is kind of crazy. It's your brand. So remember, you get to pick who you are and you get to take the baby steps to get there. And we get to walk alongside you. So, thank you guys for joining. Thank you for tuning in. Please connect with me. I'm here to help you, here to serve you, here to love on you. And the speakers today are amazing. Do not go anywhere. I had a chance to see some of the stuff, and I'm like, oh, Helmut, you brought a great team together.
Right? I really have been so lucky. And thank you. I love working with you. I love you to pieces. I think what you're doing in the world is amazing and incredible. And you all will definitely want to take advantage of the things that she is sharing with you. So generous. So generous. Thank you, Holly.
You're welcome.
Make it a great rest of your day.
Thank
All right.
you.